comments are like, can you take your gum out, you nasty piece of shit.
If I add any little extra to my bonature, I'm telling you guys, it gets added quick.
Do take what you can out of it because it will change you and make you better.
Hey guys, welcome back to Full Coverage, your favorite podcast with your hosts, Manny MUA and
Laura Lee. We have a very special guest today, okay? She's a super famous TikToker. She was once an RN. She has children. She has family. She also has a gay best friend. Welcome, Avery Woods.
She's our diva.
Wow, that was like the most iconic intro. I'm honored. Thank you so much for having me.
It's the truth.
Yes.
Thank you, guys.
All real things. And she's also a podcaster too.
Yes.
Cheers.
Oh my God.
Cheers,
and a
honey.
podcaster.
No, she does it all.
I'm like, you forgot one of my titles. I have to go.
The list is long,
You
Avery.
guys.
No, sometimes I forget. Like, people write articles about me and they're like, podcast host. I was like, oh, I forget that I do that.
It's
It's
like
one of your
one of the
illustrious
things.
things.
Well, because when you're in this industry, you just kind of like add on.
Yes.
Like every
That's what
month
you
there's
do.
like a new role that you're doing or a new
Yes.
collab or whatever's going on. And I'm like, I kind of forget that that's like one of my main things now because I never expected it to really take off.
Yeah.
So also I have a cough drop in, guys. So sorry if you hear me like playing around with it in my mouth. That's so gross of me.
I know. They
No,
get me.
you're like,
They get me for eating Rice Krispies on here.
No,
One
the
episode
gum.
I ate a Rice
Remember
Krispie.
gum?
Oh, and the gum. I'm
Yum.
a smacker,
Oh
though.
yeah, me too.
Yeah, okay.
Me too. I got you.
I love to like just smack my teeth and smack my lips.
No, anytime I'm about to record, my producers are like, "Can you take your gum out of your mouth, you fucking nasty
You
piece of shit?"
you disgusting whore.
Yeah, like you
You're like,
whore, get out of here.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
That's what our comments say to us because no one tells me to take it out. And so our comments are like, can you take your gum out, you nasty piece
No,
of
and
shit?
now I see her with the gum. I'm like,
Yeah, no, they're like, bitch, we got roasted for you eating a Rice Krispie treat once and gum. So
Rice
I'm
Krispie
done.
treat is really an interesting selection for a podcast.
no, but the
Oh,
thing
yeah.
is, like the wrapper.
Oh,
so
And
imagine
no, it was me smacking too.
Why is
smacking
it
and
the
rapper.
thinnest, loudest
It's crazy.
rapper ever
On Earth.
Yeah,
It's foil. It's
I thought I was
foil.
being slick too. I was like stepping away from making a little bite.
No, I can like hear it in the car seats behind me when I'm
Yeah.
driving. Like, I'm like, all fucking eating Rice
Well, I
Krispies
think she's all
again.
demurred. She's like this.
What?
Takes the smallest
One,
like little
one
bite.
little rice thing
No,
at a
literally.
time.
It's like that horse from SpongeBob. Me, that's like this.
I probably wasn't even hungry. I just wanted. I was like, I just want a Rice
She wanted
Krispie.
a snack.
Dude, and if I ate like Laura, God bless my soul. No,
God bless.
No.
I would go back to like my 9-month pregnancy weight, 100%.
Avery, no.
Yes. No, you don't get it. It's true.
Let
Yeah.
me tell you something.
We're locked in.
I'm big boned.
You guys just have
Yeah,
to
no,
run.
me- that's-
I'm big boned. So the thing is, if I add any little extra to my bonature,
Yep. Bonature?
my bonature, I'm telling you guys, it gets added quick.
No, that's what David always says. Like, you're just thick bone, like muscular. I'm like, you can't say
can't
that
say that
about
to
me.
me. It'll piss me off.
Because he has to eat like 7,000 to 8,000 calories a day if he wants
to
to
gain.
keep his
Oh,
muscle
yeah.
on. Yeah, because his metabolism's so fucking fast.
I gotta fast
I'm like,
metabolism.
oh, that sucks. Eh.
No, it's I'm literally like my middle brother is the same. He was naturally super skinny his whole life, and then he bulked up, but he has to eat so much, and he's like, it's not fair. I want to have your build where you can just put on weight, and I'm like,
You're like, babe, you can go eat a dozen Krispy
Put on
Kreme
weight?
and not blink an eye. Like, if I ate that, it would hold over me for days of guilt.
weeks.
Weeks. No, it's bad. It's actually probably unhealthy.
No, yeah. Well, we usually like to start our episodes with peaks and pits, where
love
it's like
that.
our like fun thing of the week and our like just kind of shit thing of the week.
That's so Kardashian
So
of you.
it is. I kind
I
of
don't
it
even
kind
know.
of is.
You know,
Do they
Nick
do
on
that?
Love Island was like, said, all right, what's everybody's peak and pit?
Yeah.
And
I
me and Manny
gagged.
were like, not too much.
All of our
Because
DMs. All of our
Nick watches
DMs.
our
I'm like, yeah,
podcast,
Nick, you
for
watch full
sure.
coverage or what?
For sure he
You were
does.
like, we were actually supposed to host that.
Oh.
Peek and Pet.
No, we're actually doing the reunion. Yeah.
Oh my God. Can you imagine? Bitch, I'm asking the real questions and getting fired.
100%.
No, I'm getting fired.
But people would be tuning in. You know.
The thing is, I would want to ask the fierce questions though.
Oh, of course.
The problem is that they've become almost like so media trained that they just
are.
navigate every question now.
I would be
Actually,
like the
don't wanna
Andy
answer.
Cohen. Like, I would want
Andy's
to know
doing
the
it.
tea.
Oh
So
my
I'm so
God.
excited.
The
Andy's
dirt.
doing it.
And
Yeah.
you know how Andy does it? He always reads a tweet from a fan, but it's like the most blatant, horrible
Yeah.
question. So fans say you're a dirty piece of shit. Do you think that's true?
Do you agree?
But he can say it because he's not
Saying it, he's just reading what a fan said. He's so clever.
You know, maybe someone's writing them and then we're pretending.
I also feel like
Oh,
he
for
butters
sure.
as well. Like he
For
can like butter up.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
very charismatic.
No, he's
So
great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's good at it.
He's great.
I'm
yeah.
very excited. I love Adriana. She's going to host it with him. So I think
great.
it'll be
Oh,
great.
I can't wait. Okay, what's everyone's peak and pit?
You start.
Oh God, my pit is that my kids are sick, so I was up all night long the last 2 nights. They got something from camp, same shit, different week. My peak was we ordered all of our furniture for our house.
Oh my God, that's so exciting.
Yeah, because when we sold our home in Arizona, we sold it fully furnished.
Did you?
Yeah, because we bought our house when we were a cop and a nurse, and like, to be honest, I was getting most of my furniture from like Wayfair or like Target, which nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But my dining table is like $300, so I didn't give a shit if my kids are like coloring on it.
Yep.
And, you know what I mean? Like, when we bought our house, and we're doing a remodel for those that don't know, and so I was like, I'm going to design my dream home. I've worked so hard, and I've never in my life been able to afford nice furniture or to design it the way that I love and like make my Pinterest board dreams come true. So we did all of our furniture this week. So that
Can
was
I
like
ask, what's your most expensive piece of furniture? A rug? I'm just kidding.
So-
Rugs are so expensive.
I'm going to be honest with
ridiculous.
you. Every single rug in my house is from Ruggable because I love them so much.
good.
And they can like
I have 2
You can wash
Ruggable
them,
rugs,
right?
Yes.
and they're very durable too.
Yes, because I don't stress when my kids are walking around with snacks, which like you can have a role of
Yes.
like, yeah, you sit at the table. It's never gonna happen.
No,
Like my
no, no,
6-year-old boy is so all over the place that he's fucking drinking like red dye 40 drinks
Kool-Aid.
or fruit roll. Yeah, some shit that's gonna stain.
Right.
And so I'm like, I love that I can just throw it in the wash.
Yeah.
My most expensive item, I think, we got 2 big cozy chairs for the living room that are Sherpa.
Love.
Those were pretty pricey. And then like my bed frame, like the big one, because it's like a big canopy bed.
Oh,
That was probably
love.
my most expensive. Honestly, it was cheaper for us to custom make a couch than go to like our house or West Elm and go buy it. Those our house couches are like 16G.
Oh,
Insane.
yeah.
We which by the way, because of the tariffs, 6 to 12 months delivery time. And I was like, we're not gonna have a couch. This local lady is custom building it the exact way I want. I got to pick like how firm, how soft,
Wow.
the depth, the material. She's having it done in 2 to 3 weeks, and it was $7,000. Which
Oh
Compare-
my
girl, that's
God.
crazy.
our house one that I was looking at was $16,000, and it was going to
Crazy.
take a year to get here.
Oh,
and I
hell
was like,
no.
oh, I can make it any way I want. So like, obviously 2 years ago, I would be like $7,000.
Of
Yeah.
course.
But when I'm like out shopping around, I'm like, no, like that's the fucking cost of furniture now. It's crazy.
Well, furniture's just crazy price now.
Exactly.
It's
It
just so
is, and it
expensive.
has gone up. When I looked at getting the cloud couch for my house, but it was so much money. This girl online just kept on influencer got me. She was like, "Get the dupe, you guys. This thing is
I've heard
perfect."
of
Influencer
it.
lied.
You're lying.
And I
She
paid
lied.
like $6,000-7,000 for the dupe because it was like half the cost.
Yeah, for sure.
Girl, it was the cheapest. It looked pretty, but it didn't
did.
look like the cloud couch. It was the most uncomfortable. It like felt like we were sitting on this wood table.
Can I ask where it was from?
It was a custom company that made them in Texas, and they were like duping the cloud couch. But my God, it was a
But it
dupe.
wasn't.
Oh
Dope.
no.
No.
See, I like met with this lady. We like felt the cushions. Like one was a little too firm, one was a little too soft. And then because David is like so freakishly tall, we needed something with like extra depth, or
Yeah.
else his
Oh,
knees
yeah.
just like.
So
Hang
that was
over.
one of the problems
Gangly.
with the dupe. No, 0 depth, babes. I mean, you're sitting straight up and then no back support.
No, see, that's my
Cut
worst
off.
nightmare. And then our living room, you can like walk around the whole back of the couch. So we made it like really wide with like a cushion so the kids can sit on the back and like walk
Oh,
around
so
it.
good.
Love it.
It's like very kid friendly.
That's amazing.
So I was like, I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna buy a $15,000 fucking stark white couch that all these people have. I'm like, it's just not practical.
Yeah.
Dave and I were like, yes, we're investing a lot of money, but our house needs to be livable.
Yes.
It
Yeah.
can't be a museum.
100%.
Right.
You
Yeah,
know,
actually
like
live
we're
and
in
you
the
have kids.
thick
It's different.
of little kids.
Yes.
Like we have to be able to maintain it,
100%.
So
I ended up buying the cloud couch.
moral of the
Moral.
story.
I bought 2 couches instead of just paying the price for the one that I wanted.
More of the story.
You know what,
Heat
though?
your pools.
And then when you're like,
I
No,
did
seriously?
one
Story.
episode. I
Heat
told
the-
them to heat their pools. So
To 90 degrees.
here's the thing,
Moral.
you
It's
just
great.
if you're on your
Beautiful.
couch every day and it's uncomfortable, no.
No.
And it's our main
you guys,
couch.
Yeah.
And like I was always on it too.
And Manny was
I was like,
campaigning.
all right.
He campaigned for the
I
cloud couch.
campaigned. I had to start like writing notes down where I'm
He
like,
did.
okay.
He's like, I'll contribute
this
to the
is
cloud
getting
couch
crazy.
fund.
I'm putting in 10%.
So we take half of his full.
She takes half my commission.
I'm so
and we're good.
Hey, we're good. No, I'm kidding. I paid for it, but I'm so happy for you because I know this
Thanks.
feeling, and
Yeah.
it's the best feeling in the world.
It's so cool.
It is. It's the
yeah.
best.
You know, when you spend that kind of money though, when you like don't come
shocking.
from a lot, you're like, am I gonna be okay?
And there's like a guilt almost because it's like
I have immense guilt.
Yeah, immense guilt, but you're feeling wrong about that because I read a book which rewired my relationship with money as someone who didn't come into money and then came into money very quickly. I had a really negative relationship with money. It was like be frugal and like don't invest and like all these negative outsides. So I read a book on it. You're a badass at making money, and it rewired my mindset on money.
Oh, okay. That's what it's called?
Yep.
Okay, I'm a big reader, so I'm going to read that.
My
I think
God,
you would
me
really
too.
like it.
Yeah,
You would really like
I love
this book.
my Kindle because I fucking go through books so quickly. I just need to be able to download them.
I need to get
fast.
one.
Get the Paperwhite. It's so good because it looks like a book.
That's what I need. That's why I'm still
It's
a
not
book
glowy.
person. Okay,
It's not
that's
glowy.
what I don't like.
I'm telling you, I will charge that bitch maybe once a month. It lasts for fucking ever.
Okay, I'll get that.
I like that.
Send me
love
your
it.
affiliate
And you can
link.
I'm so dead. And you can download books on the go. So like when I'm traveling and I read a book and I finish, I'm like, usually I have to like go buy a book.
yeah.
So you can just download it from the
Wow.
Amazon store. It's the best.
I'm gonna get that.
Yeah. I'm like in a
Love to
walking ad
read.
for Kindle, but I just fucking love it.
That's amazing. I'll get into that 100%.
Okay, I want to hear peaks and pits, people.
I'll go.
You go.
So I fucked up all my social media content for like the past 6 YouTube videos I uploaded.
No, you didn't.
So Final Cut had an update, which is the editing system that I edit my videos in. And in the update, when you save your video, it automatically puts it in 720p. And because, bitch,
My
Lower
God.
quality.
Yes.
Oh,
So
it
that
hasn't been in
fucking
HD.
Sucks. Oh, I'd be so mad.
6 videos because I don't watch my own videos. And yes, I click them to comment back to people, but I don't
course.
watch the video.
Yeah,
like
no.
I just pause
You've already
it.
edited it.
Yeah, and scroll. I've already edited it to perfection. My editor edits it, then I run through it. So it's gone through 2 passes. I upload it. So last night I clicked my video to comment back to people, and I was like, someone said your video looks like a piece of shit. It's so blurry. They're straight up saying, I'm like, how does this comment go through? But
Wow.
someone's like, I love you, Laura. Blocked.
Yeah.
They're like, this is spam. Anyways, they're like, your video looks like a piece of shit. Seriously, it's so blurry. Get a new
no.
camera. And I'm like, what the fuck? I shoot in 4K. Like, it doesn't. And I scroll up and I was like, oh shit, it is blurry. And then I saw it's in 720. So I was like, what the fuck happened? So Ty was like, you're saving your videos in 720. So I was like, maybe it was just this video. And it was 6 videos back. So that's 2 months.
My God.
That I haven't checked. And YouTube suppresses your views if it's not able to
HD.
get to HD. So if you look at my channel, it's like certain amount of views. And at that 6th video, just drop. And all of them have the same views. So I fucked myself. And what happened was I was buying a new camera. Today I'm literally buying a brand new camera from YouTube just because my camera's old. It's great, but it's old. And I want like a new, more efficient one. And so I was doing research, and that's what came to like make me realize I've been fucking up my shit the whole time.
Oh my God.
It's a disaster.
That would send me
That
into a
sucks. I'm
fucking
so
rage.
sorry.
I'm like, sorry to all the sponsors.
And I'm so OCD. That would drive me.
I almost cried last night because I was so mad at myself.
Yeah, because it's
it
just
could
like
have been.
it's like
How
a
would you
little
know?
thing. It's just like a little
and
thing.
I worked so hard to make good ass content, and
Yeah.
it looks like shit. Honestly, like when you watch it, it looks like shit. It looks like I filmed on a potato for 6 goddamn. I'm like, y'all didn't want to cuss
An
me
iPhone
out.
6.
No one wanted to send me a DM and be like, hey Laura, y'all tell me everything else. Y'all didn't want to be like, hey Laura, your content is trash, babe.
They didn't want to tell you because
want to.
they're like, yes.
They're like, we love.
You know, the haters are like, yes. And Laura's like,
The haters are like,
We got her
like,
again.
finally her quality looks like shit because they're like, I can't lie, her quality's fire. You know.
Well, it's about to be a lot
Really
better
sickening.
because I figured it out.
Well, you figured it out, and
That's
now
so
you're back
annoying.
better than ever, babe.
Exactly. We're moving forward with the best content.
And what's your peak? Got to hear the positives.
That's a good question. I need to look that up. Manny, tell us.
okay, I'll tell my pit. So I went to like kind of a warehouse party the other day.
Oh.
A gay warehouse party.
Was that the one you sent me a video at?
That was the
No.
corn party.
Got it.
That was different. That was the corn.
Okay.
That was the corn party. This one was like literally like a gay party, and so I was there and it was fun. I was chilling. I was having a good time. I just randomly got like so insecure there because all the guys started taking off their shirts, and they were all like 6-packed, ripped, like insanely like just built muscle men, and I was like. Not like one of the few, but like there was a couple people that had like their shirts on still, and I wasn't like in the vibe to take off my shirt and like party with everyone. So it was just like one of those things where I was like self-reflecting. I was like, why did I feel like insecure about that? Like, why was I like kind of going through it mentally? And it's just because I was surrounded by literal muscle men, and it just kind of like it inspired me in a way though, because I feel like I'm gonna like work out and like get to a spot where I'm like, hell yeah, I'll do that, and I'll take off my shirt and like a crowd of people. But in the moment, I was really like. I felt spooked.
Spooky.
Yeah.
I was so spooked, you guys. I was gagged. I just didn't. I'm also like not like a warehouse party goer. Like I just went because my friend had an extra ticket, and I was like, yeah, absolutely, I'm so
Explain
down.
what a warehouse party is in LA.
Warehouse party is basically like whether it's in downtown, like East Hollywood. So it's basically like just like a big party. It almost feels like a rave, like music wise, but I think a lot of people are like on like hella drugs,
yeah.
and they're like, and the reason they're taking off their shirt because they're so hot from the amount of drugs that they're on. So they're literally like not only hot physically,
Have
but
you
they're
thought
hot
about doing
internally.
more drugs at the party?
I thought about it.
Also, those people don't have any insecurities because they're so fucked up that they're like,
They're like, fuck it, they don't care.
That's
They'll
so
just
true.
have
If I was
straight
rolling,
dick out
I'm
the
sure I would
wind.
think the same thing. I would probably be like not feeling, but because I also am like sober,
Yeah.
So I'm even more in my head about those things, and literally like you see a sea of hot muscle guys, and I'm just kind of like, why am I here for?
You're hot.
Can I just say,
Yeah.
Scott and I talk about how hot you are daily.
I'm like, you're hot.
You are
Okay, see the thing
so
is,
hot.
I think I'm attractive too. Like I'm not saying I don't think that,
Everyone
but I think
has their
that when you're
moments of
thrown,
insecurity,
yeah, that was just one of
totally.
mine. And I'm like, when you're thrown into that setting, when
Yeah.
I don't feel comfortable enough doing that, it makes you kind of feel like, whoa,
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
like, wait, what am I like? Why am I feeling like this? So it kind of like I'm the type like Laura's like kind of taught me to like kind of follow a feeling where I was like, okay, if I feel like I'm insecure about this, like why am I feeling insecure about it? And then I'm kind of thinking about like, oh well, I could be working harder at the gym or doing more, like kind of thing. So it's gonna get to a spot where I'm feeling better about it. But it is really interesting when you're in that moment when you're kind of like looking around introspectively and you're like, wow, like everyone is like ripped as fuck right here, and it's kind of crazy. And everyone's like in their zone, they're all making out, and I'm just kind of like with my friend in the corner and with our shirts
your
on,
shirts
and
on,
I'm
you're
kind of
like,
like, and I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah, this is so cool. I still had a great time because it
Yeah.
was actually really fun. And I was happy I went, and I would go again. But it was one of those things where I was just kind of like, I'm feeling insecure right now.
The
Yeah, I
muscle
get it.
gays in LA are fierce.
They are. It's because it's LA.
Dude, everyone in LA.
Dude.
I walk around and I'm like,
100%.
It's beyond.
sometimes I'm like, have you ever eaten a carb?
100%.
When I see people, I'm like, this is
Well, I know these guys don't. That's why.
crazy.
It's
They
like they
don't.
changed their whole life to be hot. And like, I don't think I'll ever be a person where I want to change my whole life to be hot.
But you are hot.
Well, thank you.
I know.
But I don't think I'll ever be the
I
person.
know.
Thank you. Well, I'll never be the person where I know that I'm like having like a 10% body fat. Like I just know I'm not
Yeah.
that person.
No,
'cause
I
I like
won't
to
either.
eat and like I want to enjoy my life in that way. And they live to do that. So I can't even expect that of me. But I think that naturally I was comparing in that moment. 'Cause
Yeah, I
it's like
get
they're
it.
also fellow gays there, and their like bodies are crazy. And I'm like, okay, well, I won't ever get there, but I'm gonna get close.
Period.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome.
Yeah. So that was my thing.
Tell me your peak.
This episode of Full Coverage is brought to you by Cook Unity. Cooking takes so much time, preparation, and all the dirty dishes. And with Cook Unity, I feel like I love it so much because they have these ready-to-eat meals delivered directly to your door. You guys can go to cookunity.com/fullfree and enter the code FULLFREE before you check out for their premium meals for life.
The cool thing about Cook Unity too is that they can personalize your menu by navigating to the easy to use platform. You guys, that you can filter by chef, protein, cuisine, dietary need. I also just love that the meals are delivered fully cooked, and they can heat up basically in as little as 5 minutes in the oven or microwave. I just feel like it makes it so much easier. I'm not like a really cookie person myself, so I feel like Cook Unity makes it 10 times easier, especially when they have all-star chefs, including from like Food Network alumni.
Get what you're craving. Try the freshest, best tasting meal delivery made by your favorite celebrity chefs. Go to cookunity.com/fullfree and enter the code FULLFREE before you check out for premium meals for life. That's premium meals for life by using the code FULLFREE or going to cookunity.com/fullfree. Terms and conditions apply. Go to cookunity.com for details.
Thank you to Shopify for sponsoring this portion of Full Coverage, you guys. You guys know that if you run a small business, that there's literally nothing small about running a small business. And as business owners, me and Laura absolutely freaking get it. It is so hard. It is so time consuming. And it can just feel like the biggest weight on your shoulders. But what decision should be kind of easy is using Shopify. Shopify is the commerce platform behind millions of business owners around the world, and 10% of all e-commerce in the United States goes through Shopify.
I love how user-friendly it is. You can tackle all your important tasks in one place. And if you're looking to grow your business internationally, Shopify has global selling tools to help you in over 150 countries. Get all the big stuff for your small business right with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period and start selling today at shopify.com/full-coverage. Go to shopify.com/full-coverage, shopify.com/full-coverage.
I just started watching The Summer I Turned Pretty.
I saw your
Last night. I just watched
story
it last
that
night.
you were
You
crying
guys-
hysterically. I've never
I
seen
did.
it.
I cried hysterically.
It's good.
You watched it too?
I've watched the whole
you
first
watched the whole season?
Uh-huh.
Did you cry at the end too?
Yes.
You guys.
It's a book, yeah?
Yes.
Is it a book?
It's a book.
Okay, I really
so
wanna
I
read
watched it
it.
because I asked, I was like,
good.
what are you guys watching now that Love Island's over? I was like, what is everyone watching? The most people said was The Summer I Turned
Because the
Pretty.
new season just came
The
out.
new season just came out. So I was kind of like, okay, cool. So I started it last night around like 9 p.m. I was like, cool, I'll watch one episode. I watched the whole season.
Oh, yeah.
God.
In one
It's
night.
one of those, though.
I had to
They
binge
leave
it,
you
though,
on
'cause it leaves you on a hook.
On every end of every episode.
I watched every episode, and I think I went to bed around like 3, I think, because I finished the last episode. I was like, okay, there's only 7. I can get through it. It was insanely good. It's kind of cringy at
Okay.
times. Like, don't get me wrong. There's like some moments where kind of like it's like a teeny bopper show, so you're gonna feel kind of like
it has a soap opera essence.
yes.
Okay.
And do you know what it reminds me of? So much.
Sirens.
Oh, I've
No,
never seen
no,
Sirens.
no.
I'm thinking
I know what you're gonna
like
say.
the brothers that were into like Elena.
That's not what I was gonna say.
Vampire
Diaries.
It reminds me so much
Okay,
of Vampire
and I've
Diaries.
watched that like 6 times, so now I'll
I
definitely
think
watch
I'm not kidding
it.
you. I think you'll be into it because both brothers remind
Okay.
me of each brother of Vampire Diaries.
Do you remember that show we used to watch, Revenge?
Revenge.
I fucking loved Revenge. I fucking loved Revenge.
Revenge was my actual show.
I remember the first couple of episodes, like, this is so cheesy. Then I was like, oh, I was fucking
hooked,
locked
hooked.
in.
I was
Yes,
locked in. I
I
watched Revenge like
loved
a
Revenge.
psychopath.
Uh-huh.
So it kind of feels like a
It has
Gen
like that
Z.
soap opera.
A Gen Z
essence
Revenge.
to it, yeah.
And honestly, like I was saying, it's kind of like Vampire Diaries, where obviously it's different, like not mystical, but there's like this aspect of like the 2 brothers and the
Yeah.
girl, and it's like kind of like,
Yeah.
you know, that like, oh, one's like a darker, intense, like moody brother, and one's like the more golden retriever brother.
Okay,
There's
fine,
a
I'll
love
start
triangle,
it.
yeah.
You have to
See, my issue
watch.
is it takes me so long to finish a show
Of course,
because I
yeah.
can't
You're
watch a
busy.
show until my kids are down, but then I'm such a loser that I'm like falling asleep at like
Uh-huh,
9:30.
of course.
You know when people are like,
And I don't
I
have
grieve.
You're like, oh yeah.
You know when people are like, this is what I miss before kids. Like I miss like my pre-baby body, or like I miss going out and like clubbing
Yes.
all night. No, I miss sitting in bed and just watching an entire season of a show because I'm a lazy piece of shit.
Yes.
I'm like, oh no,
It's blissful. I will say
I
it is
miss
bliss.
just like doing
It
absolutely
is.
nothing.
Yeah.
But it's fine. I wouldn't change it for anything
Yeah,
because
for
I know
sure.
like. Actually, my kids are at that age where like they're sleeping through the night.
You're
They
getting
don't wake me
close.
up in the morning.
You're getting close.
We're dropping them off at school all day.
How old are they?
6 and 4. So I'm like, this is the first time I've ever been to anything full time. Their camp is from 8 to 3. And I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know what to do with my time.
Oh my God. You have
Because-
so much extra time.
Yeah,
now.
and now I'm getting to the point where I'm like, wait, this is so fucking sad. Like David and I've been looking back at baby pictures because when you're like, oh, I can't wait till my kids are older, I'm like, no, fuck, stop
Yeah.
growing. You know, so like I'm gonna be able to binge a show soon, and I kind of hate that.
I bet time goes by so fast when you're like busy with kids. Like the years go faster.
And like working
faster.
so much
Yeah.
too. It's like you're always doing something, and then every day you wake up and you're like, how is my kid so big? You know?
Yeah, 100%.
So-
Well, you're gonna have to binge it, I fear.
Okay.
Yeah.
Period.
Binge that,
Yeah.
read the book, do
I
all
will.
the things.
I will. I'll stay up
You'll
past my
love that.
bedtime for you.
Do
I'll
it.
Do that.
No, I literally need you to because then I want to talk about it.
Okay.
Okay, so we want to talk about you, of course.
Wait, you didn't say your
Oh my
peak.
God,
Oh my
Peak,
God! You know
Laura.
what? My
I'm like-
peak is in my phone. I was buying a new camera for my.
Oh, yeah. That's what you're like, I got a new camera.
There you
Kinda,
go.
but yeah, there's a new camera I want.
You said HD quality.
yeah,
She
and
wants
then I still
4K.
upload it in 720 again. I'm like,
No, your
At
ass
that
is
point, it's
gonna
not fun
check
with that.
10 times for the
bitch,
rest of your
yes,
life.
I will never let that happen
Yeah.
again. I'm
Her
so
Virgo ass?
pissed.
That'll never happen again. I promise you.
It's the details.
Uh-huh.
I think after you've been uploading for deadass 12 years, which is still shocking that I'm still uploading every day. I'm like, wow, that's really crazy. But I think you become blind to certain
Totally.
things, you know,
Yeah.
in that wheel of
You're also just like
rotation.
in your routine. and-
Yes,
Yeah.
and you miss things that you don't normally check. So
Yeah.
I fucked up. But getting a new camera. Avery used to be an RN, and I really like to ask questions about this.
Technically still am. I have an active license.
You know what? I
God.
said used to be. I think you are you always?
You have to
think you
keep
have to
your
do your
license
test,
up.
like you have to do your
Yeah,
test.
so I still have my active license. Yeah, for sure.
I still say I'm a medical.
I only left nursing October of 2023. Isn't that
That's what's so crazy.
way.
Because, dude, I didn't leave nursing. I was literally doing both full time. And I
No.
had signed with my management. I was actively doing brand deals. I had like 1.5 million followers on TikTok. And like 6 months into it, my team was like, we love you, but like it's time
It's
to
do or
like
die,
pick one or
babe.
the other because
Yeah.
you're gonna kill yourself. Like it's gonna be like it's it's gonna kill you doing what you're doing. Like you're working full time as a nurse, and then I would pre-film so much content at home to be able to post on my work days. And then obviously like
on top of having kids.
Yeah, I was still breastfeeding Stevie at that time. Like it was just crazy.
That's crazy. On top of having little ones, that's insane.
Yeah, but I loved it.
What made you like want to transition and get out of it and like go into content full time?
Well, I feel like people don't realize I have been doing it for like 10 years.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, just like on a micro level. So I first started doing social media at like probably 20-ish was when I was in nursing school, and Cherokee Uniforms, which was the biggest scrub brand in the world at that time, followed me on Instagram because they saw my school uniforms were Cherokee, and I was starting to post stuff about nursing. And what it was in nursing school and starting my clinical, I feel like everyone had just the most negative things to say about nursing. And I was so tired of it. I was like, we're all in school busting our asses and we're following these nurses who are shitting on nursing. And I'm like, what am I doing this for? To be miserable for the rest of my life? So then I would get questions from people because I remember specifically at that time was when I like first got a comma in my following. So I had like just hit 1,000 followers on Instagram, like very, very small. And I was like, I should start sharing like study tips, or we were in our same uniforms. So we'd wear the same color, which was like this ugly ass fucking cobalt blue square boxy scrubs. And I was like, I could talk about accessorizing them or like wearing cute shoes or compression socks. And so I got a DM from Cherokee Uniforms, and they were like, hey, can we send you scrubs in exchange for scrub photos? And I was like, free scrubs? Fuck yeah. But they were like, but you have to make your Instagram profile public.
Oh, because you were private.
Yeah. And I went to a private nursing school, a very small school, and they were very strict about social media. And so it made me really, really nervous. But I was like, I'm just not going to post anything that's like compromising of my school. And so I did. And I was a really good student. Like I was always very much a study non-procrastinator. Like I knew my learning style, and like I was the kind of person that like carried flashcards in my purse everywhere I went. So I did very good in school and would post scrub content on the side. And then my following started to grow. And then fast forward, a few years later, I obviously graduated, took my NCLEX. I started at Rady Children's in San Diego. I worked full-time night shift.
Oh my God, Rady's. My mom worked at Rady's.
Yep.
My mom's at RN too.
Oh, really? Wait, what department?
I can't, honestly, this was so long ago when she did it, and then she's now works like with me full time. So I can't remember the department, but she was a nurse for a long time.
Yeah. Yeah, I loved it. But I always knew I wanted to be peds. Like I told my dad I wanted to be a nurse when I was like Stevie's age, like very, very little toddler. Yeah. He would always watch medical shows, and it really interested me. Like the fact that I was watching that kind of shit that young was like, no, it was like the
like watching Grey's Anatomy.
No, it was like when they did like reality, like actual nurse shows, like more like documentary style, not drama. And it just really interested me for why I wanted to be a doctor. But then I just liked the more intimate connection with patients.
Yeah.
And so I got a scholarship for college, got into nursing school. I graduated nursing school
incredible.
in 20 months. Yeah, 20 months. So we didn't have any breaks in between our semesters. And then, when Ziggy was a newborn, I worked at Rady's full-time night shift. And then when we moved back to Arizona, I got hired to the PICU. The unit I worked at Rady's was like a step-down PICU. So it was a lot of like long-term care kids that were like trached on a ventilator, had some sort of accident or birth defect. And then that really helped my transition into the pediatric ICU because I worked in a level 1 trauma. So the kids were very, very sick. Yeah. We also had an open heart surgery program for kids. And then I was cross-trained to the NICU. I was a SWAT nurse for a while, so I like worked the entire tower. So I'd be ER, oncology, med-surg, PICU, NICU, and just kind of help with what people needed if they couldn't get an IV or if a kid was coding. Like that was my job. I remember being 9 months pregnant, like waddling around, holding my belly, trying not to pee myself, running into codes. But yeah, so I remember my first like couple months in PICU, I think I had like 13,000 followers or something. But I started getting like contracts with Cherokee and started making money. So I would post 3 times a week for Cherokee. 3 photos a week.
They had you locked in, honey.
And I made $500 a month. And it like changed our lives.
Yeah.
We were like, holy shit, we have grocery money. Like I also never did social media thinking there was money behind it because back then.
Us either.
Yeah. Like back then.
There was no brand trip.
There was no brand trip.
No brand deals.
Sponsors.
No. Like I was like, I remember when that first discussion happened, I was like, wait, you can make money. Like I was doing this for free scrubs and I was so happy. I didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
And then when I found out money was involved, I was like, wait, this is so cool. So I was doing both for so long. And I think, you know, when you don't come from money, when you're both very hardworking people, like David was a sergeant for 12 years, like when it all falls on you, it was really hard for me, to leave nursing when social media picked up because it was just my passion. It was what I want to do my entire life.
Too.
And it supported my family. The unknown of social media is what really scared me. And then when David was promoted to sergeant, and then after the pandemic, when I left the ICU and I was doing aesthetic nursing, I was like, okay, this could be my shot. And that was like, I grew 1 million followers on TikTok just in the month of February in 2023.
No way.
And then I didn't leave.
Was there like a thing that you did that like
I was
really
doing
took off?
Stevie's vlogs.
Oh, got it.
And I was doing that because Ziggy was in part-time preschool. So he was gone 3 days a week for 3 hours a day. So it was just me and Stevie. And Stevie just has that hilarious personality. And people were doing those videos, those voiceovers with cats and dogs. And I was like, wait, this is like total Stevie energy.
Oh my God, I remember these videos.
Yeah.
When you said that, I used to watch those videos.
Yeah.
I, for some reason, just forgot about that.
Yeah, they were so funny.
Oh my God. Well, you would make them so funny with the voiceover.
Yeah, and like I have that type of humor and I just thought it was so hilarious.
Yes. You just brought me back.
Yeah, so that was in the month of February, I gained 1 million followers. And then it wasn't until October of 2023 that I left nursing.
Wow, okay.
So it
happened like quickly on TikTok.
Quick. Yeah. And I was doing Instagram for a long time, but it was, again, all nursing. So I
It's like a different audience too, different vibe.
Yes. And I also told myself, I was like, this is why people follow you, was because of nursing. And so I was like, if I leave nursing, I'm not going to have a career in this. But then when my brand deal started picking up for everything outside of nursing, beauty, because I loved makeup, I loved hair, I loved fashion, and I was getting brand deals outside of nursing, I was like, wait, okay, maybe I can support my family this way. And then I remember sitting down with the owner of the med spa, who's a good friend of mine, and she was like, you always have a place here. Like, take the leap. Like, what's the worst that's going to happen? You come back, you're still an active nurse. You still have amazing patients that love to see you. She's like, just try it. And I was so grateful for that. And so that was, October will be 2 years that I left nursing.
That's really incredible.
So crazy.
Now, you did a lot of this in Arizona. What made you move to California? Because you recently moved back to California.
Yeah. So Dave and I are actually both from here. So my parents live in Morro Bay. I'm from San Luis Obispo. I grew up in Templeton. And then my parents moved me out to Arizona when I was 11, going on 12. And when I graduated high school, they actually went back because they retired.
They dipped on your ass.
They literally said, bye.
They're like, we've had fun here, but we're
they said good luck.
They're like, you know what? We actually hate it here.
It's too hot.
Well, I told myself forever that I was going to go back with them, but then I got a scholarship.
All right.
Go to
so
school.
It put you in school.
Yeah,
there.
and I didn't want a lot of student loans. And then David was born in La Jolla, so he's from San Diego.
Yeah.
And then
Love La Jolla.
I met him when I was 18. Fast forward, when I was in nursing school, David's grandfather, who was a huge part of his life, lived in Del Cerro. He owned a nursery there forever, was on hospice. We found out his caregiver was taking money from the family trust, and there was a lot of elder abuse going on. So David took a leave of absence from work at his police department and was his full-time caregiver for an entire year. So we lived in 2 separate states. I was finishing nursing school.
Oh my God.
He was in San Diego to take care of his grandfather. I took 53 flights in 1 year.
No.
Back and forth, because on the weekends I would go help him.
Oh, yeah.
Radiation, babes.
I was balancing nursing school. We had our 2 oldest daughters, Anaya and Sydney, that we had 3.5 days a week because we shared custody. And then, David was in a different state. It was a rough year.
That year must have been just a blur, to be honest. Like, I would be just like, what the hell just happened?
And David always says, like, that was one of the best years of his life because he got so much time with his grandfather, who passed away at 98 so comfortably.
Wow,
like,
amazing.
Like, holding his hand as he took his last breath, I was like, this is how I would want to die.
Yeah.
Like, it was
100%.
so just incredible, and we felt so lucky to have that.
Yeah.
So when he passed away, we kind of realized we didn't have anyone in San Diego aside from his grandfather. My parents, again, were like 7 hours north of there. So his police department honored all of his years of service back. Because when you leave the state as a police officer, your retirement's through the state. So if you leave, you're starting from scratch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So he went back, and then I was working full-time night shift at Rady's, and I got a day shift position in Arizona, and I had a new baby, and I was like, I can't do nights anymore.
Yeah.
So when Ziggy was around a year old, we bought our house in Arizona. Also, real estate there in 2019.
Girl.
Dirt cheap.
Yeah, correct.
We got a brand new fucking model home that had like it was specced out to the everything because it was a model home. It was huge. It was like 4,600 square feet, and mind you, like that was huge to us.
Oh,
we were
like that's still
holy
huge to me
fucking
now.
shit.
Like, that seems big.
We bought it. It included all of the model furniture. Again, we didn't have a lot of money, so yeah, that was how we got back to Arizona, and then fast forward to now while we moved here. I left nursing, obviously, so I wasn't tied down to anything. David, I had him leave his job February of 2024. So we just hit a year of that because it was starting to get weird, crossing paths. People would recognize him when he was arresting people. It wasn't safe.
It's weird. Yeah.
It wasn't safe. And people love to say that he got fired. And I that's one thing. I don't say anything. I don't ever like defend myself or rumors, but I'm like, you will not discredit his 12 years of dedicated law enforcement. He was an incredible boss. The chief called him when he resigned. It was like, could you just stay as reserves? Like anything one time a month as a reserve officer?
Wow.
And it just got to a point where it was like, you know, people would send me photos of him arresting people in the street, directing traffic. Weird stuff was happening.
But even like, let's say none of that's happening. If you're making an income, in my personal belief, because my husband worked so long for his degree, and then as soon as I was making an income, like I didn't want him to work 12 hours a day for Amazon because my husband was working for Amazon. Like I wanted him to live his life. You know what I mean? And you got kids too on top of it. So it's like, what a beautiful thing.
Yeah, we have 4 kids. And
exactly. For him to have that time.
Yep. My thing too was it's so hard because people don't understand. I'm like, I worked 3 12-and-a-half-hour shifts a week. He worked 4 10-hour shifts a week. We would work opposite schedules because we couldn't afford childcare. So I would work 3 days. He would work the next 4. We never saw each other. I was up all night breastfeeding my kids, and then I would go work a 12-and-a-half, sometimes 13, 14, 15-hour day, depending on what I was getting. And we were like, okay, you can keep working while my job is picking up, which I was so grateful to be able to work from home because I was like, this is the first time I've ever been able to spend so much time with my fucking kids. And they're so little still. Like, I never had this time. I never had the luxury. Like, when Ziggy was born, David got 3 days off of work. Like, we never had, like, a paternity leave as a family. Like, we never got moments like that. And I was like, even if it's just temporary, at least I get to watch my kids be little until they go to school. And then I could do whatever I want when they're in school, but I'm like, I will never get this time back. And so we were like, you can either stay working as a sergeant because he was already at 12 years in, and I can keep working while everything's picking up. And that was when like brand trips are happening and collabs are going on. So I was traveling all the time, and we can have a nanny raise our kids full time. Or you can leave law enforcement and be a stay-at-home dad. And also, he does a lot of like my business management behind the scenes that people don't see. Like a lot of money management. He does all the meetings. Like we're launching a brand. He does all
that.
that.
My husband does.
Yeah, and like people don't see that side.
They always say Tyler's unemployed. But I've gotten to the point where I'm like, he's unemployed. Like, because I'm so sick of just like explaining what he does. Because honestly, it's so deep rooted in our money and investments that I can't even explain it.
And also, it's like, yeah, and why you're mad because I'm a woman carrying my family.
But it's okay for a woman to be a sugar baby and stay at home. So I'm just like, whatever.
Yep. So, when he left law enforcement, because law enforcement's very like
masculine.
Women stay home. You have kids, you raise them.
Very conservative vibes.
Oh my God, it was like a fucking field day. They were just So, anyways. He left, and I've never been more grateful because, like, we don't have a nanny. We don't even, honestly, we need, like, a date night babysitter.
Yeah.
but like, we're so lucky that we get to be with our kids all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm able to work the way I do because is my job physically hard? Fuck no.
Right.
I was walking 16,000 steps a shift. I was putting kids in body bags, not to be morbid, but I really was weekly.
Yes.
My husband was working his ass off on the street in 120 degree weather with a 60-pound outer carrier. No, my job is so easy. The difference is the mental drain of social media and
it's
the
completely
opinions.
different in that way.
Yeah. So
like when you're a nurse, as was I, whenever I just worked for a dermatologist as a medical assistant. But my point is, when I clocked out, the job was done.
yes.
Yeah.
I could go, like 100%. This job never ends, and you're never disconnected.
Yeah, and that's David and I literally had a conversation yesterday because he was like, first of all, I've had the same phone number since I was in 5th grade, so that needs to be changed because you get the random text like, "Hey, girl, so happy for your success. I have this amazing business opportunity." I'm like, "Girl, delete my number. Why?
Literally, we're never talking again.
MLM."
Yeah.
But I was like, A, I need a new phone number, and B, I need a work phone. So like 5 p.m. I can shut everything off because it really could be a 24-hour day
100%.
business. It is. That's just
100%.
how it is.
It really is.
Well, you're an entrepreneur and you work for yourself. You kind of have to be like that.
Yeah. Well, and also I'm like, my kids eat based off of like everything falls on me.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
all on me. And so
yeah.
I just can't be lazy. It's not an option for me. And also, like, I know what life could be. I know what I could be doing right now. And I'm not going to waste it by fucking being lazy.
Because you know, because you've lived it.
Yeah. And
You've
people will say, like,
experienced it.
your job's so fucking easy. And I get it. Like, but you also don't know what I did, while building my social media platform. I know what it's like to be in a really hardworking career, and which is why I have so much drive, because I know what I would be going back to.
Yeah.
Not that I didn't love nursing, but I just have so much more
It's just
opportunity
different.
for my kids, and I have the ability to give them everything they never had.
And the
So-
time is so valuable. I wish for like every human on the planet to at least get the opportunity to work from home.
Yes.
I like wish that upon someone because of that time that you get. Like, I worked many 40-hour-a-week jobs before I was an influencer. I've worked since I was 15 years old. And for me, it was the same thing. Like, I am a super hard worker, social media, but it's because of my perspective and what I learned how to do for myself before. So
And
this
your
is
upbringing.
and my upbringing, and this is cake. Honestly, does it take a mental toll? Yeah, we've seen
Absolutely.
me have 20 mental breakdowns on the internet.
Yeah.
Can confirm. But at the end of the day, it's still easier than what I was doing. So like I worked so hard for 12 years doing this shit.
Yeah, my dad raised us, my sister and I, very
You're
different.
really close with your dad.
Yeah, my dad is like my
love.
guy. Yeah, and
cutest.
I love that.
when I turned 16, my first day of Starbucks was on my 16th birthday, and my dad said, "Okay, you want a phone? You pay your phone bill. You want a car? You buy it yourself. You want that car? You pay for your car insurance." Then they found out Starbucks covered health insurance. I paid my own health insurance since I was 16. I paid for my own gas. Like that, I literally was paying my bill since I was 16 years
Yeah.
old. I had a free roof over my head, and I knew I was grateful for that, even though I was in high school taking AP classes, part of a varsity sport, and working at Starbucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I still got a scholarship for college. That was how I was raised.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was raised like, you want something, you
hustler.
work hard for it. And my dad
Absolutely.
made me split all of my paychecks from Starbucks, 50% in my savings, 50% in my checking.
Yeah.
Like, that was just what
He was
I came
setting
from.
you up from success.
Yes.
for
Yeah,
success.
literally.
Yes, I've never been handed anything. It's always fallen on me. And so even in this job, I will work tirelessly. And David always says, I work more hours a week now than I did as a nurse. It's just in different ways.
Yeah, of course.
I put my
It's
kids
different.
down, I'm editing, I'm answering emails,
Yes.
I'm recording podcast ads, whatever the case may be. But like, I will get it done.
Yeah.
I will get it done.
100%.
the same.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of the mental toll that social media has on us, I mean, drama follows. I would say anyone with a
Anyone with
certain
relevancy.
I
That
would
would be
say
so real.
Anyone, with a certain-
Anyone that's popping.
So you're saying I'm relevant?
Correct.
Yes,
That's
we
exactly what I'm
are.
saying. Anyone that's popping in some way, shape, or form, drama will follow.
Yes.
And that's just how it is.
Yes.
I agree.
And like us, you've dealt with a fierce cancellation situation that you've had to deal with. And we've actually been through it, and we've been very vocal on our podcast. And I feel like a lot of our listeners appreciate the side of things that people don't see from like a
It's
public
almost like
perspective.
when everything calms down, it's like the perspective of like what that's like and what you go through with
Yeah.
something like that.
How did you feel
Yeah.
like during the situation?
We're
'Cause
like,
I
so
know-
how was that for you?
I was like, it's not like
I'm
shit.
like, I started medication and intense therapy.
Yeah.
No, I guess I'm a big empath, but I also have like a very large sense of humor. That's just always been my personality. But I guess I was just filled with immense sadness that I had offended people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was like my biggest thing.
Yeah.
Because if you know me personally, you know that's just not who I am.
Right.
Totally.
And that
You're a good jokester, to be honest.
Yeah,
you're a big jokester.
I'm a big jokester. That comes from my sister.
That's why I like you too.
Yeah, my sister always.
We're big jokesters.
Yeah, my sister always jokes, and she's like, "You got your humor from me," because like that was like I remember getting in trouble in like 5th grade. The principal's office. My sister told me some jokes, and I like repeated them at school, and like got in trouble. But I was 10 years old. I didn't understand that they're offensive. You know what I'm saying? So. Yeah, I mean, it was one of those things that your like career flashes before your eyes because you get to the point where you're like, I don't want to come back. Like it's really scary.
When you're in it and like you're catching all those hands and
Yeah.
like
Feels like you're on fire
level,
physically.
it does. It feels like you're on fire and it's hard to see clear whenever it's happening. And I agree with Manny. It just feels like you see the vulnerability of your career and like how vulnerable it actually is, or like what's the word? How
it's not forever. It's like it's not a forever thing. Like it's like
it
can be, but it's like kind of that thing where it's not like you're not invincible. You're not invincible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's like
the fragility.
yeah, it's fragile. It's a fragile
fragile.
thing.
Yeah, I mean, I've always gotten a lot of hate on the internet, and I don't. It's hard for me to understand. Like when I did Stevie vlogs, people were really upset that I showed my kids. But one of my things that I like talked to my team about was like I didn't want to do ads with those vlogs, even though brands were offering me an insane amount of money. I was like, she's not an actor. Like she's not a child. Like my kids, when they're asked like what your parents do, they'll say my mommy's a nurse. Like they don't know what I do.
Yeah.
They don't know what I do for a living.
Right.
The only reason my oldest kids know is because of school. Kids at school know who I am. So, but then it's, now I don't show my kids anymore online and I get hate for that. So it's
Sometimes I've been seeing these crazy ass videos. We were in there where they're like, Avery Woods is hanging out with it. I was like, Jesus Christ. I scrolled off of it. And then I saw one the other day. It's like, Avery Woods has moved to California because of her children. I'm like, her children's not in our content. And she's from California.
Yes.
But like people like just say stories.
It's just the biggest stretch.
Yeah.
So that was the thing that I was talking on Close Friends about this because I was like, these people thinking that I am not showing my kids so I don't have to pay them is insane. Number one, you should see all 4 of their bank accounts. It's actually insane.
Right.
I'm like, my kids will be fine for the rest of their life.
Right.
And that's with or without them online.
Yeah.
That's just what we're doing. And we are so lucky that we have financial advisors to make sure they're set up for their college and their weddings and they have cars when they're 16 and everything we never had. That was always my goal. And the internet is one statement. It's you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. They're going to be mad about something. And their
perspective is what it is.
Yes.
They're never going to change.
And also, like, once you've gone through something, they've made their mind up and they've made their decision about you, they tend to not flip-flop. Like, you're just doomed for life. You know what I mean? Or those people that chose to, like, hate on you in that situation, they probably will hate you forever.
Well, and it's also... even before that, when I was able to leave nursing and like immensely change my family's life, I'm still so grateful for that. You've changed.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you supported me all the way up until I was able to leave, and then you want to drop me right then. But a lot of those people, I want to hold their hand and say, you can do it too.
Yeah.
If you're upset that I've been able to make this drastic life change just to be able to give my kids everything I never had, you can start a social media account and do it the same way I did.
Yeah.
Because what I find very interesting, and you can correct me if you think I'm wrong, but this is what I've seen. A lot of influencers that come from money or are married to someone that makes money, when they make money online and show their designer bags and they go shopping and they get so much praise, people that come from nothing and they have an audience that have watched them change their life, they get so much hate because they see that they've changed or are maybe jealous that they've been able to leave their career for something else. But if they already come from that and are married to that and started out like that, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
That's when nepotism comes in.
Yeah, but I'm
it's
like
they've already had it.
Yeah, when I am like, but I'm a woman that has 4 children and I'm able to support my family, they don't like that.
And a lot of people will say, well, you were relatable before, but now I can't relate to you anymore. And that's why I don't like it. But the thing is, if you actually watch my content, your content, there's still so much relatability in that content. Like, I'm still just sitting in front of my makeup mirror, just doing makeup. Like, no matter how much money I have, it would be the same products. I'm reviewing drugstore stuff every day. You know what I mean?
And I'm like, I'm wearing my Amazon Spinelli ring dupe, like, because I don't want to go buy the real thing. You know what 100%, I'm saying?
Or like you go into a farmer's market. It's not that unrelatable.
Yeah.
It's not that unrelatable. So I feel like, yeah, sometimes people are like, okay, I don't connect with you more. That's fine. But it's also like that gets thrown around a lot because I'm like, I don't know. I watch a lot of really wealthy influencers content and it's super down to earth content. They're making breakfast. Yeah. They're doing what they eat that day. Like,
when I did my farmer's market video this last week, there's this woman that sells my favorite protein cookies. It was her mom's business. She's a full-time nursing student. She's a single mom, and she's at the farmer's market every day busting her ass. She said that she was offered to put her extras in Whole Foods, but instead she drops it off at Skid Row in LA for all the homeless, all of her extra baked goods. So I go every single week on the dot. I buy probably between $80 and $100 worth of products from her. I don't care because I'm supporting a small business. I support her, and I feel so blessed that I'm able to do that. I wasn't able to do that a couple of years ago. Spend $85 on fucking protein cookies.
No way.
But then the comments are $85 on cookies is insane. But if I don't shop local or I link something from Amazon, maybe you should share local stores instead of, hyping up. Yes. So it's like, you got to make up your mind. And so my response is, it is a lot, but I'm very lucky to be able to support her small business and she deserves it.
I feel like TikTok, like, it's almost worse than YouTube with picking people apart.
No,
TikTok, it's YouTube worse. It's worse,
no,
right?
I think TikTok is the worst app. Instagram's like my safe place. TikTok.
Girl, stories, I feel so safe in stories.
TikTok is, I will say, I want to go back to earlier this year when I was fucking going through it. One of the worst times in my life. But I'll never talk about it in a way that I want people to feel bad for me. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to ever make that an excuse. But I will say I never regret anything because I've learned so much. Yeah. And the number one thing that moment gave me was boundaries. I've never looked at my comments since. I've never scrolled my For You page since. Not one time. I've never looked at a single DM since February. I only scroll on my following on TikTok to see what my friends are up to. I'll scroll Instagram because it's just like your feeds, who you're following. Curated I don't ever look at the fucking
Reels.
The Reels, me neither.
Yeah, no, I don't ever look at that. I don't open up comments because I got to a point where I was like, I only care what people think if I'm giving them the opportunity to tell me. People are saying these horrible, nasty things, telling me to go kill myself. They hope my kids die, leaking my fucking layout of my house, saying they're going to burn it down. My kids are going to die. Like, just terrible things. But I'm like, they want me to see that. They want me to read it and have it affect me. And the biggest fuck you I can give them is just not to open it. Yeah. And not to read it.
100%.
And so Scott does all of that for me now.
Majority of it is just noise. I mean, obviously there's those times when we fuck up and we hurt people's feelings and we need to address that and we need to acknowledge what we've done wrong. But the day to day, and majority of it gets taken out of context of that to the point where it's like, go kill yourself or something like that, that is noise. Yeah. And in order for you to do your job and function like a human being, I think you have to block it out. I remember I used to do things like if I went live, I would put sticky note over the comment section.
Oh, smart.
So
I've done that too.
Couldn't sticky even see the comments, and I just did my live and I couldn't really communicate, but it was just like at a time where it was too much and everything was too polarizing and everything was a story that I've done. So like I would do the same thing. I would protect myself. I would go check the comments of my videos the first hour I upload them and then just let that shit roll. Yeah. You know what I mean?
It's hard because I truly am so grateful for everyone that follows me and supports me. Like, that's how I'm able to live my life and support my family. And like anyone that comes up to me like, I'm so sorry, I literally will tell them like, you're the reason I have my job. Like, never apologize. I'm so grateful to you.
Totally.
So it does make me sad that I don't feel like I have that interaction anymore. But I got to a point where like it was scary.
It's
like,
also hard to do this job and feel like the world hates you. You know what I mean? And that's
Or like
how,
it feels like impending doom.
Yeah, it's hard to like keep getting up every day and putting your best foot forward and being able to put your energy out there and do this shit when you're constantly being beaten down day to day.
Yeah.
So it's like blocking it out really. I think it's the way to go to an extent, like you're doing.
Yeah.
You know?
I just, you know, when my husband's scared that he has to admit me, you know, like to somewhere where I'm not going to harm myself, that was when I was like, okay, this is scary. Like the fact that my mental health was so low that I considered leaving my children forever where they don't have a mom. That's not okay.
Yeah.
You know, it got to a point where it was that scary.
And that's the problem with cancel culture, I will say too, because it's like, it's not about holding people accountable for doing something wrong. It's about a feeding frenzy on, oh, we got one. Like, let's find ways to destroy them. Sierra was recently booted off Love Island, and it was like, yeah, let's hold her accountable, but we're calling ICE on her family. And cancel culture, it always goes there. You know what I mean? It always goes
takes it too far.
Yes, I mean, when I was canceled, I remember, and again, I try not to make myself a victim, but these are just things that happen where it did go too far. A guy wrote me an email this thick describing the ways he was going to murder me. And it's just like, okay, I understand I did something wrong, but I don't deserve to die and I don't deserve this. And that's where it takes it way too far. And I'm like, I don't even want this anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to do this anymore. And that's why I just can't get behind cancel culture. I don't.
Yeah, I just had to separate myself and like realize that, you know, it is, of course, the way I support my family and my career, but I also like genuinely just love making content. Like I love the edit. Like I do everything myself. I don't even have an assistant. Like Scott does my podcast. He'll help me with commenting
Love
and
Scott,
stuff.
by the way.
He's the best.
He's the best.
But like I record, edit, post all my own shit. Like I do all of that and I genuinely love it. Like I have a passion for it, which is why I continue to do it on my own. But I just had to separate, you know, my mental health and like people's opinions about me because I was going down a really scary road.
I also think the longer you're relevant and the longer you're around, the more that cools off because they're like ready for the next person to bite into. It's like, okay, we've shit on her for 3 or 4 years. So like, who else do we got in the roster? And it does come down. And I always tell Manny, I'm like, we're in our glory years.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you know, you reap the rewards of a beautiful social media career, but you don't deal with as much of the mess
vitriol
that comes with it. The vitriol that comes with it.
So it's just one of those things that it just does. It gets easier with time.
It does.
But it is something that's just like really, to really note for people watching too, is that like it can get to a point for people that it's so overwhelming for them and it can cause them personal harm. And I don't think that people have a lot of empathy nowadays and they forget that people are just people and they make mistakes. You're living your first life right now for the first time. Like it's like the whole idea of like your mom is just a girl who's living their life. It's the truth. Like everyone is just doing the best that they can.
Yeah.
I think that people forget that there's real people behind the screens when they're going through something really, really harsh and they have real emotions and things really do hurt and like comments do affect people's moods and how they're feeling.
Yeah. And it's so interesting because my family has a very heavy mental health side and I never felt like it got to me.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'm the one I'm like clear.
You got away.
I'm
like,
not,
you're fine.
yeah, like I'm good. And like even in the thick of nursing, like the shit that I've seen is stuff you wouldn't even believe. Like I feel so bad sometimes because friends will sit me down and be like, what's the craziest thing you've ever seen? I'm like, are you sure you want to hear that? Because it's shit that's not even on the news. And it's different when it's kids and babies.
Of course.
It's different.
It's like,
but like, they're always like, how are you not fucked up from that? Like, I did that for so long, but it wasn't until I read comments about myself that I was like, oh, no, my mental health is not okay.
That's what makes this job hard in ways.
Mentally.
That other jobs, it's hard to understand.
Hardest of hard jobs, you're like, oh, it didn't affect me like that. Even saying my worst day of any of my jobs never brought me down like being a content creator and going through the things I went through being a content creator.
It's so crazy. It's crazy.
Not even close to it. But also, it put me in a much better spot going through that, I will say, because I was able to like take a step back from something I was so enwrapped in, and it was like my whole life. And I said, oh my God, I made this thing my whole life. I have nothing else but this. So when this crumbled, I just crumbled to the ground, and it made me go, okay, I need hobbies. Yeah. I need things that I'm not posting about. I need a life outside of social media, because now I see giveth, take it away just as quick. Yep. Great. I need to be in a position where it's like, take it away. I'm set up to lose it. And yeah, it's always going to hurt and it's always going to suck. But when it happened to me, I was in probably my worst spot, because I was so obsessed with it, because I loved it so much. I love being my own boss. I loved creating content. I love being creative and doing skits all the time and all the things. But it was all that I did for like 5 years. And then whenever, the bottom fell out of that, I really felt like, okay, I learned from it. I was like, I need to rewire what I'm doing here.
Yeah, and I've also become so much more private.
Yeah. Oh, huge life
Absolutely.
lesson. Huge
like,
life lesson.
I was like, you know what? It's not worth, like, when you get that first like social media high, that chase of like views and followers and all that shit, and then something like that happens and you're like, it doesn't fucking matter.
No.
It literally does not matter.
Then you realize it's like what you do for your work.
Yeah, and also
like,
I was
my
like,
job.
I don't want to resent or like not enjoy what I'm doing. Like I genuinely want to. You fixing your hair in the reflection is sending
see that?
me to
I literally saw this, I was like,
another dimension.
okay,
He said, looking cute. Yeah, I just was like, I want to share content that makes me happy, but like the rest of my life, which is pretty much 95% is offline, which people love to be like, you share everything. I'm like, no.
You think I share everything?
You think I share everything in what, a 90-second vlog I posted today on TikTok? Fucking antique shopping?
I know.
Like, no.
You saw 60 to 90 seconds of my 24-hour day.
Yeah.
But like I needed that. I needed that like bitch slap in the face.
Yeah.
I was
It's like a
like,
reality
wake the
check.
fuck up.
It's a
Your
big
life
reality
is
check.
right in front of you.
I don't wish it upon anyone,
Seriously.
but do take what you can out of
Yes.
it, because it will change you and make you better
Yes,
for it.
I 100% agree. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and I'll never play victim. I learned a lot, and my only goal is just to be a better person and continue on.
Yeah.
That's
what
awesome.
else can you do too?
I love to
like
hear
what
that.
else can you do?
Yeah.
Something
Love to
lighter.
hear
I have
that.
something lighter to ask.
Okay, tell me.
Something lighter, but it's still like kind of like
Talk to me, babe.
still kind of shady.
Oh my God.
Okay, I have a question. So obviously, since you also do like beauty and lifestyle, you go on like brand trips.
Yeah.
Trips happen. You're going on them. I see you on them all the time.
Yeah.
Have you ever had an experience on a brand trip that you were literally like one of your worst brand trip experience? You don't have to say the brand,
Okay.
but a story.
Have you seen an influencer do some crazy shit?
I was like, have
What
you
crazy shit have you seen? No names, unless you want to.
Well, it's actually funny because I said no to every brand trip this year. I was like, I need a break.
Yeah.
Last March.
Me and Laura yesterday went on a full like 2-hour tangent about
Did you?
needing breaks. Swear to
Yeah.
God.
Last
no
March,
idea.
I was home for 8 days, the entire month.
Yeah, no.
So then you
And
start
I
to
was
realize,
like-
oh, time's all I have.
Yeah, I said, okay. I'm literally away from my kids more than I was as a nurse, but okay. Oh God. I mean, so many.
But like, you don't have to say names and don't say brand names.
But you can say.
I will say I've
want
never had a bad experience with a brand.
That's good.
On a brand trip. I've had very interesting experiences with like other influencers that still shock me to this day. But like, I just will never be a diva.
Yeah.
It's all I'll say. Like being in this industry, I'm like, I have hung out with Selena Gomez, I don't know now, 6 times maybe in like very intimate settings. And like, she's one of the biggest celebrities in the world. And when I
Totally.
tell you she is so fucking down to earth, kind, gracious, just will shoot the shit with you. And I'm like, then I meet these people that have a couple million followers on social media. Okay. As we all do. And they are the biggest fucking divas. And I'm like, where is this entitlement coming from? I still to this day, I'm like, when people are like, oh my God, she's like when someone stops me and then they're like, oh, who is that? Oh, she's a famous. I'm like, I'm not famous. I'm just a normal fucking person that got so lucky in life. So lucky. And just treating people like they're things and not humans is something I will never be on board with.
Yeah.
You know, forcing people to carry their shoes or speaking down to them or refusing to eat what's on the menu and ordering your whole other fucking course. Like, I just can't. I can't with stuff like that. And so I've seen a lot of that in brand trips.
Yeah.
I think what shocked me the most, and this like shows how like naive I was, because I went to like a very small private nursing school. I met my husband when I was 18. He had 2 kids, so I became a mom at like 18, 19 years old.
Yeah.
Is the amount of drugs in this industry. And I think it's
like
because because I didn't have that
Very
like
snowy.
no.
It's pouring
Very
snow.
I just
Powdery,
recently
honey.
found out what that was
You're
like a year ago.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know what the fuck. I was like,
California
what?
in
Where
itself.
is it snowing?
LA,
Yeah.
it snows. It snows here.
So I just was like so naive to that of knowing like, oh, like I'm one of the very few that doesn't participate in stuff like that, which to each their own. You know, most of these people are like single and young and like having fun going out and partying and like live your life. I think I just was naive to the fact that it was happening so often.
Yeah. All the time.
Yeah.
Really, some might say.
Yeah.
It's kind of shocking. It is kind of shocking because I've been in situations where I was literally like, I don't do any
I
of
have
this
something to add to
shit.
the entitlement divalicious diva.
Okay. Because we've talked about this off camera before.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Because you guys have some really fun stories too, because you've been in this industry for so long. And you're like, oh no, here's what I've seen. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, the good tea, the good tea. I have I don't even want to call my friend group. I have a group of friends, and they're more so in the like $100 million club.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So you know how influencers, we tinkle around with our millions,
Yep.
and it's all fun and games. Well, these people are like more like,
When you
Upper
hang out with
echelon.
them and you're like, I'm poor.
oh yes,
Correct.
no, I am dirt poor. I'm like, I'm so sorry, I'm in your home.
You're like, apologize. When people are like, have your kids over, I'm like, no, they will be
I
bowling
apologized
balls.
to one of my friends when I picked him up in my Porsche. I was like, I'm so sorry, this piece of shit. She was like, no, it's great.
They would hate to see my GMC Yukon, bitch.
They'd hate to see my
Let
Honda
me
Civic
tell ya.
coming.
You have a Honda
No, I
Civic.
have a Toyota though. I
Do
know a
you?
Toyota. Yeah, I have 2
Wait.
cars.
Yeah.
Toyotas last for
No,
fucking ever.
I love.
know.
I have like my chill car, like my like drive around
This
car, my
is some rich
Toyota,
people shit.
I
and then I have my
take-
nice car.
I will take my GMC Yukon over my Defender any day.
Dude,
This is-
how often do I
quality
drive the
is so much
Toyota?
better.
I told him, first of all, I was like,
You did.
get a fucking car wash. I'm sick of this shit being
Yeah,
dirty.
it's dirty all the time.
Second of all, he has like the nicest Jaguar, and he don't touch that thing.
You drive a Jaguar? That's so hot of
I
you.
know.
you.
And he doesn't touch
I drive it like seldomly because it's like my nice car, and then I have my Toyota for like if I go to San Diego.
Maybe I'll get there one day.
Shut the fuck up.
That's some rich people shit, okay, bitch? I love giving me a hard
we're,
time.
loves it,
we're in
too.
the presence of a rich man.
You guys are
But the
idiots.
people in the club of like ungodly amounts of money are the nicest,
Yes.
no work done on their face, the nicest fucking people I've
Yep.
ever. They will give God's smacks amount of money
Yep.
to charities. They are
Yep.
so kind.
And you would
when
never
meet
know
them.
that they have money.
Never.
Yeah, every
And they
time.
don't wear designer brands. Like they don't wear logos.
Yep.
No.
Yep.
Everything is probably Chanel head to toe, but it's like logo free.
Yep.
Okay. And then I'm like, whenever I met them, I assumed they would be 10 times the fucking divas I've dealt with influencers. It's the complete opposite. So then that left me going, what the fuck are influencers doing?
Yep.
It's because they get this money so quick
Yep.
and they're like,
They have
oh,
an attitude immediately.
yeah, it's almost like it brings out this vibe to them. I don't know,
Yes.
but it was a very big perspective for me. I was like, they're fucking losers.
Dude, do you know what? It's when my kids started this summer camp, because they're going to summer camp where they're going to school. And like a huge luxury that we have that I was like, another I made you moment was being able to put my kids in private school. Their safety was very important to me. When Ziggy was in kindergarten, people were talking online about where he went to school. It made me very unsafe with like school shootings and stuff.
Yeah.
And so I feel so privileged for that. And meeting these other such kind families in their summer camp, and like we had a new parents dinner, we were talking to all these people. I am the bottom fucking
Feeder.
underground barrel feeder of
The moss
income
underneath
for
that.
The
this
mom group,
for
the
this
school.
school. And we're going over to these people's houses and having play dates. And I'm like, you are the nicest person I've ever met. You would never know how much money you come from. You earned it all on your own. You started a business. You're in the industry. Like, I was literally sitting next on one side of me was the nicest family, and their son's going to be in Stevie's TK class. And we just got to talking, and then I Google him, and I'm like, oh, you're like a massive Grammy, I think 6 Grammy award-winning producer. And then on the right of me is a very, very famous actor. Everyone would know who he was. I'm not going to say his name, but like his daughters just graduated from this school, and he's the one that got up and was giving a speech to the parents, and his wife was the head of PTO. Like, they've been so involved with their kids in the school because they've been lifers there their entire life. They went there.
Yeah.
And he just rolls up in his Tesla, casual, fucking in a t-shirt. Like, so nice. Like, another example is, so Cherokee, the scrub pump company that found me, Deb, I don't know if you guys have seen me talk about Deb. She's a very close family friend. She's the one that messaged me. Her and her brothers owned Cherokee.
Wow.
So her brother is wildly successful. And one of his next door neighbors is one of the Kardashians. And they've been neighbors for like 8 years, I think. Like, the amount of money this man has, and you would never, ever know. He's just walking around basketball shorts and a t-shirt and driving like the most basic cars. And
I'm telling you, there's a front. It's a front because the influencer knows that's not real. Like, they know, okay, if you have $1 million, $2 million, it gives you Divalicious Diva. No.
Yeah, no.
Like, literally, so it's like this front that happens almost. It's like I have to act the part of who I think I'm trying to pretend that I am. And then people who are like extremely ridiculously wealthy, they have nothing to prove to
care.
you.
No, and they're so kind, but also like not flashy. And I think what it is that as influencers, we're expected to share our life and like what we're buying, what we're doing, how we use our time. And so that's like where the flashiness comes from. But I'm like, if you want to share that online, that's fine. But like off camera, just be a nice person.
Yeah, don't think about it.
Yeah, like I would never.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree.
100%.
I always thought that, like, even like the whole idea of that is like, we've had friends that have been so like above thou about people having nice things.
Yep.
And like us having nice things and people like judging us for not having nicer things. And it's like, this is so weird. Like, I don't get it. Like, what's the point? Like, I'm also like, I've never really been like a hugely materialistic person. So like, to me, I'm just like, I don't really care about that stuff.
I also am like
Like, why would we care?
so naive to everything. Like when people like, especially being in LA, like I'm such like a new LA person because I grew up like north, and then David grew up in San Diego. So like I was in LA weekly for work, and that's why we ended up coming here because I was tired of traveling. So we kind of landed in the middle. But I've never lived here.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know, you just hang out with people and you're like, what the fuck? They're like, oh yeah, I don't leave my house. I got my nail person coming in, my masseuse, my hair girl. And like, I get it. Like, that's so convenient and so nice. If I can save $5 by driving somewhere, I'm fucking driving I'm driving there and saving $5. That's just how
you
I
should
am.
see it because I do my own nails at home.
Same,
and
press on, girls.
Right here. And I dye my own roots too.
Period.
People, they don't bully me, but they're like, Laura Lee, if I had your money, like, what the fuck are you doing? And I'm like, I don't want to sit in a salon for 4 hours for fucking roots. I am so happy to glue a fucking nail on and dye my, like, you don't even understand.
Yep. I feel the same.
It's not about that for me. I don't have to have a lavish luxury life. I was born in the sticks, and so may it carry on.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm like, I just feel so grateful to like not have a car payment because I could pay my car off and like go. Like I subscribe to Walmart grocery delivery. That's been our thing for like 6 years probably. It's $100 a year for unlimited deliveries.
Oh shit!
That's insane.
And so I'm like on my app and I'm like, what? Literally last week I was like, I spent $226 on groceries, and I said, I remember when this would be $100 over our budget for 2 weeks full of groceries. And I'm so fucking grateful that I have that. And still, people are like, you buy great value Walmart grocery delivery. Yep.
So you're damned if you do, and you're damned
literally.
if you don't.
And what fucking great value canned corn is going to taste different than your $5 fucking canned corn from Bistro Farm, whatever the fucking place in Calabasas is, you know? Like the expensive grocery store I can't even pronounce. Or like when people are like, oh yeah, I do my grocery shopping at Erewhon and buy glass water bottles. Well, I have a fucking Brio machine that I got to go fill up water tanks. And David's like refilling, you know what I mean? But my kids college accounts be fatty.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
and I splurged on my furniture.
Well,
You
that
splurge when you need
matters.
to.
Trust
Yeah.
me,
You want
you're
to.
gonna want to get the good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trust
Yeah.
her, please.
So I don't know. I just try to stay humble and not forget where I came from, and
Right.
also, try to just block out the noise. But yeah, there's a interesting crowd here in Los Angeles, California.
Very interesting.
Yes,
Very
yes,
interesting.
yes.
But as Selena would say, I think talking about money is very distasteful. But it seems when you're in a setting with influencers, that's all they love to talk about is the new thing that they bought, the new car, the new house, the whatever. And I'm like, well, my kid is potty trained, so
So
Yeah.
you're like, so what else is
I'm like,
going on?
hey.
So what
Yeah.
else is new?
That is like a big thing. That is such a big thing
Yeah.
at events and stuff.
I mean,
It's like
you
they
guys
love to talk
get
about
it.
that. We truly do. We truly do. Well, we
Well,
loved having you.
This was such a great episode.
kicking me off.
No,
Let's get the fuck out of here. Hey.
We loved having. Is there anything you want to like?
I will talk to you
say?
for 4 hours.
No,
You know
it's honestly so will I. So
Really?
will I.
No,
if
you
we'd have
guys
to
look
film after
really
this, we
cute.
would.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah,
We would just keep
They have to
going.
go.
Do you want to do a rapid fire with us?
Yeah.
We just keep rolling.
We're like, cut.
All right, this week we're talking about.
No, that's all I got. Thank you guys so much for having me. I love you both.
Oh, we love
We
you
love
so
you,
much.
honestly.
Camera, they're the best people ever, guys. I'm telling you, they're the nicest. And like growing up watching, I'd say growing up, like I was like 5 years old. Ew.
We have
like-
a friend.
we're
No,
like,
we have
not
a
too
friend.
much,
No, we have
not
a friend
too
that's always
much.
like, I watched you when I was 18. I'm like, you're 30.
They're like, we're like,
Fuck
bitch,
off. We have not been doing it this long.
She
You
tries
fight-
it.
she
She
tries
tries
that.
it.
She
Every
tries
time
that.
we're like,
And I'm always like
you
this.
are not 18.
You did not watch us when you were 18.
Yeah,
You're
I
not
know.
18.
No.
I wasn't meaning content when you were 18.
People love to come up to me like, I've been watching you since I was 10. I was like,
Like-
bitch, I have not been online that
They
long.
love to do that.
They
Dude,
love to do
don't even
that.
get me started that Scott was born in the year 2000 and he's turning 26
Oh my
next year.
God.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That's
I
so
know.
scary.
So it's actually terrifying. No, but for real, I obviously watched you guys forever. You guys and Jacqueline, and knowing you guys personally, it's just such a joy that you're so real and down to earth.
Oh, thank
and
you.
it's so funny that people like you guys that have been in it for so long and have so much credibility are so humble, whereas
Oh,
like
thank
a lot of
you.
those divas are like quick TikTok
Yeah.
famous people. But you guys are so gracious. You're always so kind and such good friends. So I'm really grateful to be in your lives. So
Thank you.
For
We
you,
love
thank
you.
you.
We love having you in our lives.
Thank you for
I'm so
coming
glad
on
you're
our
here now.
podcast.
Oh my god,
I
of
know.
course.
Yes,
Of course.
We'll link
Wait, we need
everything.
you on Cheers. We already
Oh my
did
god,
Manny.
yes.
Any-
We already did
Anytime.
Manny,
It was
so we'll have
amazing.
you
It was so
on.
much fun.
We'll
It'll
do
be
something
fun.
juicy.
And when the house is done, we're gonna get fucked up at my house.
Yes.
On wine, not
I will
drugs.
I will
okay,
get
guys.
so fucked up on Canada Dry.
Yeah.
It's over.
I'll do.
I'll buy
Diet
what-
Canada Dry. or
I'll
not.
buy whatever non-alcoholic
Period.
beverage you'd like, baby. I
Period.
got you.
I'll do drugs.
I love it.
I'll get a joint rolling station for you, Laura.
Okay.
Love you
Period.
guys. Thanks
I
for
love you
having
so much.
me.
And we'll
We
leave
love
everything
you.
linked down below, of course. And we'll catch you guys in the next episode.
Yeah, follow me.
Yeah, duh.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Just when you thought summer couldn't get any hotter, Pluto TV is turning up the heat with thousands of free movies. Presenting Summer of Cinema. Stream your favorite blockbuster films like Gladiator,
I will have my vengeance.
Good Burger,
This is what I call fast food!
Beverly Hills Cop, The Girl with a Dragon Tattoo, and Julie and Julia.
Bon appetit!
All for free on your favorite devices. Pluto TV. Stream now. Pay never.